Welcome back for the last day of my Abbraccio del Lago. It's a strange feeling because I've been walking over a week now and today is the final day. Today I will walk from up here at Monte Vicencio home. I'm walking home today. So yesterday we talked about the role that literacy played in the disappearing of the great goddess and the suppression of the feminine. And I wanted to tell you that the Bible and the people who wrote the Bible didn't have this as a goal. It's just like they didn't do it on purpose. They discovered this fantastic, magical way of communication, and they glorified it. They glorified the left brain values over the right brain values, and the disappearing of the goddess, the great goddess, and the suppression of the feminine was just a downside of this. And I don't want to say that it was all okay, and there has happened a lot of terrible things during history, but it helps me to understand how it happened and why it happened. And it wasn't only the Israelites who went through this process. Also the Greeks and the Romans and the Egyptians and every other culture on earth who became literate. They just glorified everything that has to do with left brain values, and they neglected all the good that comes from the right side of our brain. And still today we see that all around us. Our children go to school and they are taught most of the time how to use their left side of their brain. They need to practice reading, writing, maths. It's all about the left side of our brain. And all the things that we do with the right side of our brain, like creating, making art, making music, telling stories, playing, it's just not rated as high as the things we do with the left side of our brain. And you can see the reflection of that still in our society, where the difference, the disbalance, the masculine and the feminine is so visible in our daily life. If you want to see it, if you want to look at it like this. So all these things on the outside reflect on my inside. And I walked around the lake this week to reflect on that and to heal this disbalance. And today, right now, I arrived at Monte Vicencio, and I will go down within a couple of minutes to the main altar of the Etruscans, and then I will show you how they looked at their world and how they felt and practiced the balance between masculine and feminine. We are entering the sacred place of the Etruscans that built this site in nature. And as you can see, they made this face in the rocks that appeared to me to be the face of the goddess. Down here there is a cave. If we enter the cave, sacred place of the Etruscan. As you can see, the walls around here have squares. There are 2 chambers. And when the Romans got here, they used it to keep their pigeons. And that's where these spaces got their name from, Columbari. But I believe, and I'm not the only one, that this was a sacred place of the Etruscan and that they kept the ashes of their deaths here. And when we turn around, there's a hole. You can look over the lake from up here. And there you can see Isola Bizantina. I've measured the energy inside here, and on both sides the energy is as well as masculine as feminine. So I think men and women were buried here side by side. This is the sacred altar of the Etruscan, and as you can see, those are 2 big rocks, and in between there's space. And I keep thinking about the right and the left brain side when I look at these huge stones. I'll stand up now so you can get a better look at them. And they are at the edge of a hillside. It's very steep down here. From up here you can see Isola Bizantina and there Isola Martana. I'm standing on top of the altar now. As you can see here, the rocks are split in 2 pieces. And I measured the energy on the right part and it was clearly feminine. And here, on the left part, the energy was masculine. Down here in the deep, we can see the sacred lake. It's too windy on the altar, so I moved over here to continue my story. Because those 2 aisles, Isola Martana is now behind the trees, have a very special energy. And they were the most sacred places of the Etruscan. Once a year, maybe more often, they traveled around in a procession around the lake, as I did with my Abbraccio, to finish that procession with sacred rituals they did around the lake and at the end also on both islands. This place for me represents what is the perfect balance between masculine and feminine. I've been on Isola Martana twice now. Both islands are not visitable. They are closed for tourists. But I was in the unique position to visit that island twice. And Isola Bisantina, well, when I should visit it, I would certainly go to the heart of the isle. There's a cave, and deep down in that cave there's an altar. And this altar is connected with the heaven with a big hole that rises up through the mountain. And at that point, that special sacred place on that isle, that's the place where feminine and masculine come together. Because down there you can feel the energy of the fire of the volcano. This island was formed by the latest eruption decades ago. And at the same time it's surrounded by water. So fire and water, side by side, masculine and feminine, in balance. And also up here there are these mysterious holes in the stone carved out. Like this one and this one. And here you can see stairs climbing up to the big bathtub. I think this bathtub was used for rituals of purification. To purify the body with the holy sacred water. And over there on the altar I just stood with my left leg on the left side and my right leg on the right side. It was a bit scary because it's very high, and when you look down it's very steep. So I didn't dare to tell you what I was doing, but what I did was connect with the energy of those two stones and reunite the feminine and masculine, rebalance it inside of me. So this is the lake. I embraced it. I walked around it all the way. So 8 days ago I started my Abbraccio del Lago, and I've been walking around, and when I started I did not know what to expect from this week. It has been such a great week. I'm grateful for every discovery on my way. I felt very guided. I'm grateful for the experiences that I felt and all those feelings that came up. I traveled through the most dark places within myself and faced a lot of fear that was hidden there. It has been a journey of healing, and I'm very thankful that I could share it with you. I had the guts to share it with you. And I know it wasn't perfect. I know my English isn't perfect. I know I was not ready to do this. But I believe that we shouldn't wait till we are ready, because then we will never do it. And we shouldn't wait till everything's perfect, because we will procrastinate. I learned a lot from this week. I experienced a lot. And I was able to share it with you in a way that was new for me. I never made videos before. I never told stories before in this way. And I can tell you I like it. And it wasn't that scary as I thought it would be. So it's still 4 kilometers that I need to walk to arrive home. And I'm starting to walk very slow because I don't want this to end. It has been so special having all this time by myself, being in nature, walking around with my fears and with my happiness and joy. And it's like the last day of your holiday. You don't want to go home. So maybe I will continue this in another form, but I have to think about it. I thank you so much that you were here to join me, and maybe we will see each other sometime in the near future.